Alright, welcome to the Buster Crab Racing Team Online experience with Forza Motorsport 7's Simulation Hopper Lobby, this time featuring the Sport Compact Icons division. The first race I'm going to share with you today is going to be 3 laps around the Hockenheimring's full circuit. So let's get things underway. I'm lining up here in P2. I'm not entirely sure where Sir Ermalot lined up for this one, but he's back there somewhere. So a good clean launch. Heading into turn 1, hoping things are going to be fairly clean here. A little bit cut on the inside from me, but I didn't want to hit the guy to my left. There's already some contact here from the guy trying to get up on the right hand side. That's forced me into a very narrow line into that corner there. He's making contact with me again, same guy. This guy wants to rejoin the track after extending it at a very peculiar angle. So far I'm still keeping up, I'm still in second place, but this is looking like a tight squeeze along here. Might be interesting to note that both of those black cars are what we consider leaderboard cars, which means they're very strong indeed. Able to get through that hairpin nice and cleanly. I think Sir Ermalot's just gone off there with whoever that other one in the red car was. Pretty typical for that hairpin, to be perfectly honest. If you're not round in the first couple of cars or right at the back, you're probably going to get caught up in the mayhem. This Brabus fella quite intent on getting past me, and I do believe he's going to start cutting some corners and extending the track to do it. One of those shameless dirty drivers. Now, I hate to name and shame, but he's definitely putting the pressure on me. I'm very much aware of where he is. Trying to keep things as quick and tight through this section as possible so I don't give him any windows. So by the end of the first lap there, I'm still in second place. I'm still defending my position. And this guy makes contact with me again and then completely cuts the course. He's cheated his way into first position. I am really not happy with this at all. These are the kinds of driver we really want to see gone from the game, and we cannot wait to have the new penalty system added in. Trying to get past this little MX-5 as cleanly as possible. I did make a minor amount of contact with him there. A certain amount of nudging and bumping is expected in the game, and people normally know whether it's malicious or not. You know, the odd one-off here and there, the little tap. This guy, he's hit me several times already. Gonna try and get up on the inside of him. Not quite got the space there to make that happen, but I'm staying with him and I'm keeping the pressure on. And he's just tried to go a little bit too fast around that one, so finally get past him, and that's actually put me into the lead as well. One lap to go, and this guy's really piling it on. I'm going to try and edge him to the inside of the track here, hoping that he's going to actually bail out and brake. No, of course not. He's going to cut the corner, then he's going to extend the track. He doesn't care. He just does not care. No respect for racing at all. I don't know why he slowed down as early or as much as he did there, but I'm glad he did. Maybe he had a guilty conscience. Probably not. He probably just made a mistake. Want to get up on the inside there, almost outbraking myself trying to keep the pace. Very much aware that the car he's driving is perfectly capable of catching up to mine very quickly. Keep an eye on that orange proximity arrow. There's no way that was on the track. There's no way that was on the track, and he almost took me out. So I'm feeling very pleased with myself at this point. I've managed to take the win from a cheater. Very satisfying indeed. Wasn't able to get the clean lap in because of all the close proximity racing and all the touching here and there, and I probably went a little bit wide once or twice trying to keep the pace and all that, but nowhere near as bad as that guy cutting those corners and taking it as wide as he did. Anyway, a win is a win, and that's great. So Ermalot not faring quite so well there, unfortunately, in 9th place. Right, so the next race is going to be at Maple Valley. We have the full circuit, 3 laps, and we are expecting rain. I'm not entirely sure how good my best lap time was from the previous race, so I can't recall off the top of my head where I'm going to be starting here, but we're about to find out. 2nd place again. So this is a good place to be starting. The track's already damp by the looks of it as well, so it's going to make things fairly slippery right from the get-go. Not the best of launches, but still not a terrible launch either. Still in 2nd place going into the 1st turn. I messed this corner up quite badly. It was a very wide line through there. Braking may be a little bit too early for this one, giving people a chance to catch up. This is definitely not one of my better tracks. Feeling the pressure from the guy behind me, and look who it is. It's Brabus, our rival from the previous race. He's managed to catch his way up already. I'm not entirely sure where he started, but it wasn't in the first 2 rows of the grid. Now why on earth I braked there, let alone downshifting, I do not know. That was a terrible, stupid mistake to have made on my part. And that's going to cost me quite dearly. It might not look like it yet, but believe you me, I lost a lot of pace making that mistake, and it's given him a chance to stay just that much closer to me despite his own mistakes. Now that the rain's setting in, the track's going to get very slippery indeed, and if this is already not a great track for me, it's only going to get more difficult now. Very wide through that corner, not good. Here he comes. Now that little bit of contact I don't mind, that's just an honest touch. Definitely feeling the pressure through this section, trying to keep it as clean as possible. There's a certain amount you're allowed over the line there. And unfortunately I tried to compensate for my mistake from the previous lap a little too much and took the corner a little too fast. All you really need to do on that crest when it's dry is just release the accelerator a little bit to angle yourself in. Now, because of him overtaking me, I've allowed myself to brake late, I haven't compensated for the rain, and I'm starting to try a bit too hard to compete with this guy, knowing that my car struggles in the wet and knowing that this is not a great track for me. That was definitely not well played on my part at all. And now you see, he almost lost it completely there. If I hadn't slowed down as much as I had on the first lap, I may have beaten him across the line there. Still, third place isn't too bad, and Sir Ermalot coming in there 6th. So, for the third and final race today, we have a night race. We have a lap around the legendary Green Hell itself, the Nürburgring. This is our favourite track. This is probably the track I know the best in the entire game. So I'm really hoping to redeem myself against a certain somebody here. Looks like we have an extended launch countdown due to somebody connecting at the last moment. But we'll be getting underway very shortly. I do believe I line up second on this race as well. Now this track is actually particularly difficult at night. There's no floodlights. It's difficult to see. If you don't know the track, it's going to be very hard. Okay, so lining up in second. Can't even see the guys behind me. There's Sir Ermalot starting in P4. Around the first corner, I wanted to do that a little bit quicker than he wanted to do it, so I'm thinking and hoping this guy doesn't know this track very well. Doing my best not to make contact with him unnecessarily. He's not taken the best line through there, and that's enabled me to get past him. I did give him a little tap, but it was not intentional. I know it made it look like I just tapped him out of the way, but he was slowing down already. I think he was struggling to get grip after going off on the grass. Now, if I look a little shaky through some of these turns, do remember it's difficult to judge it at night time, even if you know the track very well. And this guy's still with me, he's still keeping the pressure on. I'm starting to think, don't tell me he knows the track as well as I do. Not in a car that good. Yep, he's still there. But we haven't gotten to the really technical parts yet. A little late on the steering there. Could have been a bit smoother, but I'm still starting to pull away. Little bit rough around here. I prefer not to go up on some of these curbs, they're really quite thick. Now, I haven't gone out of bounds on most of those. Just that little triangle, little warning hazard sign where it says current lap. If that flashes, that's when you know I've actually gone out of bounds on the track. So even coming down that hill there, I haven't gone outside of the track limits, even if it looked a little rough. Slowly starting to open up a bit of a lead here. So I'm beginning to feel a little more confident, a little more relaxed. Do not like the curb line on that corner. I really came in slightly soon there. Pretty smooth through that one though, a little bit curb on the way out, that's not too bad. .105 round that elbow kink. Could probably go a little bit faster. Not really wanting to risk it too much. Now, how well can I do the carousel in the dark? Here it comes. Not a bad entry, but I've completely ruined it. slid down to the bottom of the track. So really not good through there at all. That's not going to be the quickest line. Not the smoothest of lines through that section, but I still got through it cleanly. That guy is still there. The gap's no longer increasing, and there have been some points where I felt like he's actually closing it. Not the smoothest of lines through there. I should have just decelerated a little and then powered through. The gap is still opening up though. I think he's probably busy defending against Fiddy Style. But whatever, that helps me. Not the smoothest of lines through there either. That could definitely have been better. Now we're on to the big back straight, which is where I can really capitalise on my straight line speed. And you'll see those gaps just opening up now. Pretty much the one strength this car has is its straight line speed. Yes, it handles nicely, but it doesn't handle as well as some of the others. Or rather, it can't handle the corners as fast. So coming into the final technical section, wouldn't really call it technical, but you know what I mean. After a long straight like that, get the car slowed down enough to get through here cleanly. One last corner, and that's going to be a win. Which is fantastic. I managed to beat the guy who liked to cheat and cut the corners on my home track. Love it.